Hello cozy friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Bugs and today we are mood boarding for my new island, Sparrow. Sparrow is a pirate core island and I'm so excited to mood board for it so we can kind of idea of what Sparrow is supposed to be. I know I announced that Sparrow is going to be a pirate core island, but I didn't really get to go into detail just yet about the kinds of builds I want to do and kind of the vibes that I'm going for. I feel like I've seen very few pirate islands. A lot of the builds I have in mind are inspired by the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Like, this is not going to be historically accurate or anything of that nature, but I do want to go a bit darker and kind of flow with the story that my villagers are pirates. So yeah, it's kind of the idea that we have for Sparrow. I'm gonna go through some of the builds that I want to do. Like I mentioned, a lot of the builds that I have in mind thus far did spur from a spontaneous watch of Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean. I feel like everyone says Caribbean for those movies because it's not really, anyway, so don't clown me for the way I say it. But the first build I had in mind was Elizabeth's house, the mansion. I think it's beautiful and I think it could be really fun to build with the castle items. So that's something I do have in mind thus far. I do also want to do a blacksmith. That is a build that will be happening on this island. Will obviously was a blacksmith in the very first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so that's a big one. And then I saw two builds by Kinoto Creates on Bunby Gaming's channel, and so I was exploring through Kinoto's content and I found this pirate port entrance, which I think we are going to follow pretty closely, and then the abandoned church that Bunby was actually doing in their video, and I think we're going to put our own little spin forest core on it. And I'm really excited for both of these. I think these are going to be really fun and come out beautifully. So check them out. We are going to build a freaking pirate ship, people. I'm really excited and so nervous for this build. It'll be so interesting to do the terraforming for this. I'm hoping it comes together nicely in the way that I want it to. But there will be boats that are not the yachts because we obviously don't have a pirate ship item, which is crazy because we have the pirate items. Nintendo, what are you doing? So the island's going to be a mix of natural elements and of course kind of city elements. So I want to use the ruined path. I think I've always loved that pathing and I've never had a chance to use it, so we'll probably use a mix of that and some form of a mossy dirt path. I haven't decided on a dirt path yet though, so we don't have one here. But I also really loved this fake building. It's giving kind of like gallows maybe. Again, I want this to be dark, so I want it to kind of emphasize the how it's going to be dark, but the villagers are so cute. I want it to kind of have that element of, oh, pirates were not accepted, like they were bad people, blah blah blah. So that's kind of what we're going for. But obviously with the villagers, it's going to be hard to keep them scary, you know, so I hope you'll like the villager lineup that I chose. This is another inspiration photo from Pirates of the Caribbean. And like I said, I want to incorporate lots of natural elements, so I really want to incorporate different areas that they were in, like the island where Jack Sparrow gets stuck, and things like that, and where the sacrifice was, like the caves, all that. Oh, villager sneak peek. Things like that. And then this is kind of the color scheme that we're going for. We've got that nice black, a deep red, greens, golds, and browns. Not too much color because I don't want it to become kidcore-ish. And here is the villager lineup. This was so hard to do. I think I wanted a pirate crew, but there were also other things that I wanted. So yeah, this is what we're looking at. We have Amelia, Sparrow. I want to say his name is Gaston the Anteater. Is that right? Oh no, it's Olaf. So sorry. Kurt, Octavian, Sly, Cherry, Cat, Roscoe, and Rasher, I believe, is the last one. So for Rasher, he obviously looks kind of scary. I really like him. I think he's kind of cute, but I also like the cuts on his eye. They read very pirate to me. So Rasher is our first villager. And I'm already running into a problem with the villagers, and I'll explain that later. But yeah, Rasher is going to be our like kind of first mate. He roughs people up. Cherry, of course. I wanted to make sure that we did have girl villagers, and I always want Cherry on an island, but I don't want to always like put her on a Halloween island. And I think she gives off like that one woman that could have gotten away with being on a pirate ship because it was unlucky. Cat, we had to have a cat on the island, and she's kind of like cute but still a little rough around the edges, and so she's like the lucky cat that was always kept on a ship. We of course have to have Roscoe. Look at him, he is screaming pirate, gothy pirate. We will be changing his outfit, but other than that, we also have Kurt. Kurt is so cute, but I just think he also looks kind of like he can be the muscle. Like I feel like him and Rasher are a tag team, and I think that they look so cute together. I also like the kind of grayish blue tones playing with the pinkish red tones. We then have Olaf. I can't believe I thought his name was Gaston. What am I thinking? Olaf is going to represent kind of the like the English Navy or the police or something. We could not have an island without Sparrow. Like the island name is Sparrow, so in hindsight he might be our Jack Sparrow. I don't know, I just think he's really cute but still got that like could be scary vibe. We obviously had to have a parrot of some sort. Obviously Amelia is not a parrot, she is an eagle, but I think she kind of has the colors within our color scheme to still kind of work in that regard. There's not too many to choose from in terms of the eagles. I never had an eagle on my island, so I hope that she works out. And Sly is actually a dreamy of mine. I've always wanted to have Sly on an island, so I'm super excited to have him. I knew I wanted to have an alligator just because they have that like bad reputation, but he's so cute, like I can't, but he just fits the color scheme, so that's the main reason I picked him. And then Octavian is kind of like the face of the island. If you follow me over on Instagram, he is in the profile picture. He's also giving me like Davy Jones vibes if you've seen the Pirates series, because he's a little octopus and Davy Jones is like a squid, so that's also like kind of a funny twist in. And so right now I'm just decorating them, some of the villagers, with some of the pirate items. So of course throughout the island I'm gonna give all of my villagers pirate bandanas, except for Olaf, of course, because I don't think he would enjoy that. I don't think he'd find that funny. But they're all going to get the bandanas and pirate outfits, of course, so that when they're walking around in the DA, they look like my crew. Like, you know what I mean? I'm super excited. Like, look how cute Cat looks in the hat. We're gonna pass around some eye patches. Like, it's gonna be so stinking cute that I just cannot wait to start getting my villagers. Now, going back to the problem that I am currently having with villagers, I wanted to go through the process of villager hunting with all of you and getting the villagers. However, I was doing my first 3 plots and I remembered, oh my gosh, I can only get a peppy, a normal, and a lazy. None of my villagers are that. Almost all of my villagers are crankies. So Kurt is a cranky, Sly is a cranky, Sly is a jock, I'm so sorry. But Rasher is a cranky, Olaf is a smug, Octavian is a cranky, Cat and Cherry are both big sisters, Sparrow is a jock, Roscoe is a cranky, and Amelia is a snooty. So we don't actually have a chance to get a villager until the campsite, so we don't even get to choose. So it'll be a while until we can complete the villager lineup. We do already have Cherry. If you saw my first video, you know she's already on the island. But that's why I didn't film a villager hunt, just because I didn't really care who I got, so I just let it autofill. And I don't know yet who's autofilled because I haven't played on Sparrow since I did that. But yeah, I just didn't film it because I figured, that's probably not going to be enjoyable because we're not actually hunting for anyone. But we'll do villager hunts in the future once we get the additional plots. And then we'll try to get our lineup. But this is the final lineup, I'm pretty sure. I don't foresee any of these changing. I think the only thing that could potentially change would maybe be if we find a different alligator beforehand. But I really want Sly. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Again, just placing down all the pirate items because we'll obviously be using those, but also you all know how I love the jail bars, and I think they're going to fit beautifully on this island, always in the rusted colorway, of course. And I'm excited to also use the ruined items. I want to have that kind of vintage, old-timey look, just like when the pirates were actually around and in the movies. They obviously, everything was kind of in the process of being super built up, but if you were poor, you were poor, you know what I mean? So a very good mix of that. We're of course going to use the skeletons and the pirate barrels. We'll probably use the regular barrels, but for the sake of like the aesthetic of this mood board, I'm just using the pirate barrels. But we'll obviously be using tons of the pirate items, tons of wheat fields, because again, it is going to be a mix of a natural and a kind of, I don't want to say city, but was it a city? I don't even know where they were, to be honest. Let's look up where they were. But I definitely want to incorporate natural elements. And I don't know if you've seen the movies, but in the first movie, the kind of like the caves where the curse was happening, the curse of the Black Pearl, I definitely want to recreate that. The bottom right hand corner photo in the woods would be awesome. Some of the builds of like Jack Sparrow's in Davy Jones' locker, there's like the crab scene that's super iconic. That would be cool, but I don't know how we would do that. So lots of ideas floating around. I can also, let's give you a sneak peek of some of the builds I have in mind. So of course the big entrance port, and that's kind of inspired by that bottom left photo. We're pretty much probably going to follow that pretty closely, just because I thought it was beautiful. The caves, like I mentioned, from the Black Pearl, the sacrificial forest from Deadman's Chest. So when like the crew is stuck in those like balls made of bones, and it's super lush and gorgeous with all the rope bridges, so we'll probably have a land bridge. That would be super cool. I just would love to do something like that. Lots of builds on the beaches. I feel like the beaches have to be kind of on point for this island, and I'm excited to work on those. I also really want to focus a lot on transition areas and making sure that I'm dedicating time and attention to transition areas, because I feel like I tend to forget about that. I like to just build and place down the builds without sometimes thinking in advance, and I really want to focus in on that on this island. So that is definitely a goal that I have. We'll be using tons of rock items, the gold bars, the treasure chest, the flagpole will be very interesting to place down in certain areas. Very limited on the flowers. We're gonna go for the white cosmos and white tulips, and then all the black flowers as well, because I don't want there to be tons of color, and the time of day is going to be probably more dusky or later in the day, so I don't want to use colorful flowers. I also had an idea for like a pirate library, like the stories of the sea. I feel like that could be really cute. Again, we are not at all going for like historically accurate or anything, so I think that could be fun. I think I want to do a message in bottle DIY shop. Like you can make your own message in bottles or treasure maps. Like think kind of like the pumpkin carving or pottery sections on islands. I think that could be really cute. But just so many ideas for this island. I am so excited to start building on Sparrow. I think I'm going to just get to 3 stars and do videos in terms of villager hunting for the island. And then soon we'll be building. I'm really excited. I hope you guys are excited. Let me know what you think about the inspiration photos, the build ideas, the villagers. What are we thinking? Let me know in the comments. I hope you're all having a great week. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and let me know your thoughts. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and you can also follow me on Instagram at bugscozy, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.